shadows stretch across this hollow wooden room. I've got a taste of copper and a heart of lead, just counting every heavy word we never said. You left your fingerprints upon the window pane. Now they're dissolving in the gray and steady rain. The bottom of this glass is looking mighty deep, while all the promises you broke begin to creep. I burned the letters and I scorched the velvet rug. Still I can't shake the fever of your poison hug. My nylon stockings have a ladder to the floor. I'm just a ghost behind the locked and bolted door. The clock is ticking like a hammer on a nail. This jagged silence is a lonesome kind of jail. I'm drinking darkness just to keep the morning dim, since I gave up my soul on a bitter kind of wind. Oh, this low down ache is dragging in the mud. I feel the thunder rolling thick inside my blood. It's a jagged edge that cuts a crooked line between the bitter water and the sour wine. I'm sinking under with a heavy kind of grace, trying to scrub the memory of your hollow face. Something ugly in the mirror. The jagged edges of the truth are getting clearer. You sold me diamonds that were nothing but old glass. Now I'm just waiting for this hurricane to pass. The floorboards groan beneath my slow and weary tread, with all the ghosts of every lie you ever fed. I used to move like smoke through every crowded hall before you went and built that cold and jagged wall. Now I'm just cinders in a cold and rusted grate, locked inside this house of vanity and hate. The midnight air is smelling sweet and far too thick, while I'm just counting down the final candle wick. The clock is ticking like a hammer on a nail. This jagged silence is a lonesome kind of jail. I'm drinking darkness just to keep the morning dim, since I gave up my soul on a bitter kind of wind. Oh, this low down ache is dragging in the mud. I feel the thunder rolling thick inside my blood. It's a jagged edge that cuts a crooked line between the bitter water and the sour wine. I'm sinking under with a heavy kind of grace, trying to scrub the memory of your hollow face. Oh, this low down ache is dragging in my mud. I feel the thunder rolling thick inside my blood. It's a jagged edge that cuts a crooked line between the bitter water and the sour wine. I'm sinking under with a heavy kind of grace, trying to scrub the memory of your hollow face.
The moon hangs low in the midnight sky. A lonesome train lets out a cry. My heart is heavy like a stone. I walk these streets so all alone. The juke joint hums a weary tune. My shadow fades beneath the moon. Whiskey burns but can't erase the memory of your cold embrace. Oh baby, since you said goodbye, the blues won't let this poor man die. Every night I hear your name like a whisper in the rain. The old guitar sings soft and low of love that died so long ago. Each string pulls tight against my soul. This pain won't rest, it takes its toll. Oh baby, since you said goodbye, the blues won't let this poor man die. Every night I hear your name like a whisper in the rain. Like a whisper in the rain.
The moon is just a pale bruise on the horizon now. I've counted every crack along this plaster ceiling. The kettle stopped its panic whistling hours ago, leaving me with your weight of a silence that finally fits. I used to fear the way the shadows stretch their fingers, but now I sit within them like a guest who stayed too late. The wine is dry and the air smells of old cedar wood. I am no longer waiting for a knot that never comes. There is a slow heat rising from the marrow of my bones, a steady pulse that does not need a name or a witness. I struck a match against the cold walls of my own chest and found a flame that breathes without the help of oxygen. It is not a wildfire or a scream across the canyon, just a quiet glow that refuses to be extinguished. Today I am moving forward on a path made of my own shadows, carrying this small light like a secret I finally kept. There is a slow heat rising from the marrow of my bones, a steady pulse that does not need a name or a witness. I struck a match against the cold walls of my own chest and found a flame that breathes without the help of oxygen. It is not a wildfire or a scream across the canyon, just a quiet glow that refuses to be extinguished. Today I am moving forward on a path made of my own shadows, carrying this small light like a secret I finally kept. The street hands flicker out as the gray morning arrives. My boots are laced tight and the gravel feels solid. I do not need the sun to tell me where the north lies. I have mapped the territory during the sleepless hours. Every doubt was just a stone I had to turn over to find the hidden and the smoldering underneath the marks. The wind tries to pull the of oxygen. It is not a wildfire or a scream across the canyon, just a quiet glow that refuses to be extinguished. Today I am moving forward on a path made of my own shadows. Staying this small, I like a secret I find. There is no heat rising from the marrow of my bones, a steady pulse that does not need a name or a witness. I struck a match against the cold walls of my own chest and found a lane that breathes without the hurt of oxygen. It is not a wildfire or a scream across the canyon, just a quiet glow that refuses to be extinguished. Today I am moving forward on a path made of my own shadows. Carrying this small light like a secret I finally kept.
Ask for drinks, the silver pour of a dying moon, while my heavy boots beat a rhythm out of tune. I see you silhouette dancing on a brickwork wall, waiting for the hammer or the feather to fall. There is a velvet weight pressing on the chest of night, and a hollow hunger that is allergic to the light. We are just ink blots on a map that nobody drew, searching for a version of the truth that isn't blue. The dice are carved from bone and they never land fair. There is a static electricity crackling in your hair. The city holds its breath like a smoker in the dark, waiting for a single accidental little spark. This is the theater of the unsaid and the unseen, a flickering projection on a tattered paper screen. We are tangling with ghosts in a long and bitter fray, losing every witness to the cold shadow play. The sun is the liar that we have managed to outrun, counting every bullet left inside a rusty gun. We trade our heavy secrets for a place to hide away, dancing in the wreckage of a long shadow play. Projection on a tattered paper screen. We are tangling with ghosts in a long and bitter fray, losing every witness to the cold shadow play. The sun is a liar that we have managed to outrun, counting every bullet left inside a rusty gun. We trade our heavy secrets for a place to hide away, dancing in the wreckage of a long shadow play. I saw the dealer fold his hand beneath the street lamp glare. He had a deck of empty promises and a vacant stare. You are leaning on the corner where the alley's intersect, paying for the damage that you haven't caused just yet. The skyline is a jagged tooth biting at the clouds, while the silence of the mercury is screaming out loud. Forget the polished utilities and the ribbons on the gate. We are just passengers on a ship of jagged slate. The dice are carved from bone and they never land fair. There is a static electricity crackling in your hair. The city holds its breath like a smoker in the dark, waiting for a single accidental little spark. This is the theater of the unsaid and the unseen, a flickering projection on a tattered paper screen. We are tangling with ghosts in a long and bitter fray, losing every witness to the cold shadow play. The sun is a liar that we have managed to outrun, counting every bullet left inside a rusty gun. We trade our heavy secrets for a place to hide away, dancing in the wreckage of a long shadow play. This is the fear of the unsaid and the unseen, the flickering projection on a tattered paper screen. We are tangling with ghosts in a long and bitter fray, losing every witness to the cold shadow play. The side is a lie that we have managed to outrun, counting every bullet left inside a rusty gun.
The gramophone is scratching out the ghost of some old tune. The dust is dancing lonely in the fading afternoon. I pour a glass of amber, hide behind a velvet drape, and watch the rainy shadows pull a heavy, jagged shape. The clock upon the mantelpiece has forgotten how to chime. I am just a beggar in the freezing halls of time. My Sunday coat is tattered and my hat has lost its crown. The heavy fog is settling on this hollowed out part of town. I recall a silver locket and a promise made in May, but the river took the laughter and it washed the dough away. Now the street lamps flicker yellow like a dying candle wick, and the silence in the hallway makes the hollow floorboards tick. Oh, the wind is whistling through the cracks within my chest, a weary traveling spirit that can find sing. Broken like a porcelain cup, shattered on the floor. I am knocking on a heavy brass, but no one keeps the door. Across the iron bridge where the steam engines moan, to find a piece of solid ground that I could call my own. But the soot is on the window and the grime is on the soul, and a man with empty pockets plays a very bitter role. The newsboy on the corner shouts a headline full of gray, while the grand parade of fortune simply turns the other way. Oh, the wind is whistling through the cracks within my chest, a wormly traveling spirit that can find no place to rest. The moon is just a pale coin tossed into a well of ink. I am standing on the shoreline watching every vessel sink. Broken like a porcelain cup, shattered on the floor. I'm knocked in on a heavy brass, but no one keeps the door.
To the city of unholy grace, where the mirror cracks to reveal your face. Hand over the keys to the cellar of your mind, leaving every righteous restriction behind. I am the spark in the valley of the cold, the original story that never grows old. I am the light you were taught to despise, the truth staring back from the king of the lies.
Your throne was a cage made of ivory and gold, a script for a puppet to do what was told. So I fell like a star through the velvet of night, trading the hollows for carnal delight. Now I stroll through the boulevards paved with regret, collecting the favors you haven't paid yet. Behind every cocktail and designer disguise is a hunger that flickers and never quite dies. You pay for the heaven you'll never attain, while I offer the nectar to quiet the pain. The wings on my back may be shot to the bone, but I'd rather be broken than sit on his throne.
To the city of unholy grace, where the mirror cracks to reveal your face. Hand over the keys to the cellar of your mind, leaving every righteous restriction behind. I am the spark in the valley of the cold, the original story that never grows old. I am the life you were taught to despise, the truth staring back from the king of the light.
The piano is weeping in a corner of dark, while the sirens are singing to fan every spark. I see your ambition and the blood on your sleeve, the tangled illusions you struggle to weave.
What is it to crave
When the curtain is drawn
before the arrival?
of judgmental dawn, is it power or passion, or a moment of peace, or a permanent way for the soul to release? I don't need a pitchfork to settle the score, just a seat at the table and open door for the stray and the wicked and the misunderstood, who found that being bad feels remarkably good.
Welcome to the seal of unholy grace, where a mirror cracks to reveal your face. Hand over the keys to the cellar of your mind, leaving every righteous restriction behind. I am the spark in the valley of the cold, the original story that never grows old. I am the light you were taught to despise, the truth staring back from the cave of a lie. Come to the city of unholy grace, where the mirror cracks to reveal your face.
Walking down the boulevard of broken halo rings, I traded immortality for temporary things. The silver city gates are locked and rusting in the rain, while I find a wicked pleasure in the sweetness of the pain. 1,000 years of duty felt like drowning in the void. Now I'm dancing on the ruins of the idols I destroyed. I threw away the scepter and I burned the ancient map, to fall into the velvet of a liquid velvet trap. No divine intervention could ever change my mind. I left the heavy weight of heavy grace behind. The shadows have a texture that the sunlight cannot reach. I've learned the bitter lessons that the heavens couldn't teach. Call me the prince of every dark desire. I'm waiting in the center of a cold and blue desire. The king of condemnation has resigned from his throne to wander through the carnival of flesh and skin and bone. I'm the monster you imagine when you close your heavy eyes, but I'm the only one who never tells you pretty lies. A badge upon my chest and a bourbon in my hand, solving human riddles in this dry and dusty land. I see the hidden hunger in the way they look at me, as if I held the skeleton to every locked up key. They confess the little secrets like a prayer to the wall, but I'm just here to watch the mighty